Jungle.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Josh Wallace Show, episode 18. And today we have my best friend VOE and someone who used to work with MJ Holdings. Tell me a little bit about that experience, man.
So from 2017 to 2020, I was a third party for Walmart stores that serviced variety of clients, and one of those clients is MJ Holdings.
Okay, so you would do all sports cards and Pokemon, etc., right?
Yes, anything that MJ Holdings shipped in, we would be hired to go and make sure it was stocked on the shelf every week, make sure the mod was set to the way they wanted it set.
Okay, so the scheduling as far as stocking is pretty much similar as far as you know, right? For the Portland Northwest area or Oregon and Washington?
Yes, for Oregon and Washington, and then Northern California are the stores that I worked with, and they all had the same scheduling. Majority of the time, they would be a Friday release because you had the street dates for the product. So, say if you had an upper deck product or a Pokemon product that needed to have a street date, just like a movie or an album, it has the same sensitivity that has to be met.
Okay, so what was the most popular product when you were working there that you were stocking on the shelves?
A lot of it was a mixture of Magic and Pokemon, depending on what store I was in. I was primarily in Mepford and um, Eagle Point area, but I did service up in the Portland area by you. I also had gone into Washington State a little bit, but at majority of the time it was Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. But every once in a while there'd be a big sports release. But at that point in time, there wasn't a huge popularity outside of after the draft would happen. You would have the rookie packs that would come out. People would want them, but they wouldn't fly off the shelves like they do now.
Okay, so would you ever experience anything like before you were even able to stock the shelves, customers were coming up to you and trying to grab product before you were even able to stock the shelves?
A handful of times, like each Walmart store has a different amount of what they carry. They go up to a 24-foot run, and majority of the stores that I serviced on the norm were anywhere from 4 foot to 12 foot. But I did have a couple times people would come in because they're looking for the Magic the Gathering is usually what they would look for. But every once in a while it'd be sports.
Okay, so for scheduling as far as release dates, how would you find out what kind of like information would you know about ahead of time? And when people, when stores are saying no, they don't have any backlog or they don't have any back product in the back, if they're all sold out, usually are they being truthful about that, or do they usually give you guys a crazy amount of product to stock on the shelves, even if they sell out fast? Or you know what I'm saying?
It all varies. The schedule, we would normally have an idea. We'd have a conference call every Monday, and they would talk about all the products that we would work with the various companies. And if there was a big enough of a release, which was pretty much anything that was new, they would tell us like, okay, there's going to be this product's going to be a street date of this day, and then that's how we would know. And then we have an activity. Once that activity loaded in our phone on Friday, it would kind of go through and give us an idea of what's supposed to be in the shipment. But not every store gets the same shipment. One store could get a higher. If there's one that store that sells more of something else, they might get more of that product. And when it comes to figuring out what to do, it all depends. Because when you open up the box of MJ Holdings, there's always a schematic or a planogram that gives you an idea of where they want you to place the product, and it varies on the size of store. Now, your question about the back stock, that all depends. If a store works really well and they keep their product on the floor like they're supposed to and they're not behind, there's a good chance there might be a little bit overstock. But of all the stores I worked with, I worked a lot of Walmarts in that time frame. And the ones I had to go take care of in bigger cities, there was always at least 3 to 4 boxes of MJ Holdings sitting in the back. So majority of the time, if someone was to say there's nothing else in the back, I would say it's over 50% that they would be saying that just to get you to go away.
Okay, so for listeners tuning in, you were strictly Walmart. I just want to let people know that this information is not relevant to Targets or etc. This was strictly for Walmarts.
That's correct, and I would be willing. I'd almost be willing to bet that it would be Fridays all the way around, unless there's a special release date for another day, because it's a sensitive product. Like I said, just like movies and music, it's a sensitive thing, so it wouldn't be different for another store unless there's an exclusive right that would let them release it before Friday.
Okay, so you would never stock the shelves early in the week. It would always be either Friday. What about Saturday over the weekend on Saturday? So, or it would always be you would stock the basketball, football, baseball products and all the Pokemon products on a Friday morning. Is that how it would work?
It all depends on the store. For my experience, Friday mornings were it's always scheduled for Friday. Every once in a while, there'd be a Thursday when there's not a major release. The stocking can be done on a Saturday, but only if there's an issue not getting it to the floor on Friday. With the company I worked for, we would have resets for various products. Like we would have resets for Frito-Lay. We'd go and reset the chip aisle, and then we could also have different resets with electronics or any other part of the store. So that might delay us stocking. Or if we couldn't get it done on that Friday, then we'd be go in and we'd have it done by Saturday.
Okay, so if you would advise someone who is pursuing trying to get a hold of some of this Panini product, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, or Pokemon, or whatever the high in demand product is currently, the new releases, what would you advise someone who is trying to get a hold of some of this product?
First of all, I would not harass any of the store employees because 9 times out of 10, in store employees, they don't even know there's a vendor that stocks the product. So I, for one, don't stalk Walmart employees or any other place. You could ask them, hey, who works? You could ask them simple questions. That's what they're there for, their customer service. But don't hound them because 9 times out of 10, it is a third party stocking that product. And if you're going to pursue getting your product, I would say as soon as the store opens, let's say example for Walmart, right now most Walmarts open between 6 and 7 a.m. So on a Friday morning, I'd say be there just in case because a lot of the times a client, depending on the location, the company can go in before the doors open and stock product. So there's a chance it could be already restocked before the doors open.
So, from what I remember, there used to not be a limit on how much products a customer can purchase. Is that still the same today, or can somebody, uh, it varies from store to store, or can somebody just go in and buy the whole shelving of all the product?
Well, I can't speak for Walmart stores because the Walmart stores that I've gone into and shopped at, there's no signing that says it's limited. However, I've seen videos that people have posted on TikTok and on YouTube at Target where the stores will limit how much a customer can buy in one transaction. And that's from what I've heard on more than one occasion, it's per store requirement, not a corporate requirement. So it all would depend on the store. But I would think that if they were going to have that limit, that they would post it right where the MJ holding section is.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for this interview. You were so awesome. And lastly, I wanted to say, because this is a retail product we're talking about at Walmart's, and lots of these products are really intended to kind of be more, the audience for these products is more for the younger generation, kind of more cheaper products for the most part. rather than if you go into a hobby shop, a sports card shop, your LCS, your local card shop, and a lot of stuff can be in the hundreds or thousands of dollars. What are your thoughts on this whole everything going on right now with the sports card market and as far as the retail product? And this is really supposed to be kind of for those people, like I was saying, who can't really afford all the hobby products. And then for the people who are buying all these products in bulk and putting it up on eBay, trying to flip for double or triple the amount they bought it for, just so they can really make a profit on all this retail product. What is your kind of gut feeling and just kind of your overall idea of what's going on right now with the sports card market and this the retail product that releases in Walmart's, and where do you think it's going to go from here?
Well, I know right now I'm really thankful that I'm not doing that, because it seems like every store I go to, the stores are pretty much wiped out. They just don't have the product. I think it's good for the consumer that can get a hold of the product, because I've bought more Pokemon than I have anything when it comes to MJ Holding. And I know MJ Holding stuff I think they have more of a variety of or an opportunity to get a higher end card, because these ones that are sold at Walmart, they're retail, not hobby packs, so they don't have as much of a guarantee, but people are still snagging them up because there are autographs and there are parallels. So I mean, it's good for, obviously good for Walmart, good for MJ Holding, the consumer, if you're there in the right place at the right time. Now, people that are buying at the flip, I don't know. I mixed emotions, because selling on eBay is fun. You go on there and make your money and all that. But I think it kind of hurts the person that you're talking about, the lower person that can't afford as much, like the kid that gets their allowance. They want to go and they want to buy a pack of Pokemon cards or buy the latest sports card that's out. It hurts that kid, but it could also gain, because once all this stuff kind of slows down, when pandemic kind of goes away, I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if the reason why they don't have the product is because supply and demand is too high, or if they're just limiting what they're sending to the stores because they want to. So it's going to be interesting to see what 2021 does. I'm looking forward to seeing what sports cards do, because I know we've talked about this off and on about how in this last year, actually, this whole year, cards have gone up so much. Because before, I could stock sports cards when I'm stocking for MJ Holding. Sports cards wouldn't barely move. Like, even the big ones that Panini comes out with, they wouldn't. I'd come back a couple days later, there'd still be half a case, and there'd be times that we would just end up sending majority of those back because they didn't sell. So who knows what's going to happen? To my own personal view, I couldn't tell you, man. I'm looking forward to see what happens with it.
Steve-O, you're the man. You're the man, and I really appreciate you coming on. And for everybody listening in, this is Vo of Josh Dub Music and Steve Doris Media, and we have a music ministry as well. You can go to joshdubmusic.com and at Steve Doris Media on Instagram, and you can find Vo on Instagram as well as YouTube. And also, one last plug, Vo will be a co-host of the Josh Wallace Show from time to time when he has time out of his schedule. And thank you so much, Steve-O, for joining the Josh Wallace Show, episode 18. And this information is extremely important. I feel like a lot of people need to hear this, especially people on both sides of the coin, whether you're a flipper, if you're buying in bulk and trying to make money off of this retail product, or if you're a young kid or somebody who's just trying to get into the hobby for the first time and open up packs and open up product and just love the hobby for what it is and not care about all the money that's involved with the hobby and all the business aspects of the hobby or what have you.
Yeah, and you talk about the hobby. At the end of the day, it's about that awesomeness of getting a pack and opening it up, and your heart's racing because you don't know what it is. You're waiting to see what's in there. And I think that, my own view, if you don't have that adrenaline rush when you're opening a pack, then you've kind of lost it. You're in it just for a financial gain.
Steve-O, thanks so much, and we'll talk soon, man.
All right, peace out. Thank you for having me on the show.